world. I'm Chris Pirillo, and you've tuned into another live edition of the Locker Gnome Daily Report, coming at you from a different angle because YouTube's software got updated and my desktop software that I use to stream, it did not get updated, and so I'm having, again, for the second day in a row, problems with technology. So instead, I'm going to talk about toys first up, and then after that, I'm going to be answering questions from the community of patrons and then talking about the day's news. I'll give you a little sneak peek in terms of the day's news. I am celebrating Bring Your Action Figure to Work Day 2016, and if you have brought your action figure to work, be sure to tweet it and use the hashtag AFWD2016. If you tag me on that, I might retweet you, and then we'll share each other's collections, although I'm not saying that you should share your action figure collection. These are Jedi's action figures, her dolls, that I've brought here, but they have action. They do action. She was playing with them in the blog the other day. Today's topic is related to toys, and that is how to save money, or how I save money on toys, and I do that all the time. Very happy to talk about that. It's one of my favorite topics, believe it or not. It's action. Bring your action figure to work day, but as I call it, day. Apart from having these in the play shop here, the first thing that I do in relation to saving money with what I might want is I wait. If I feel that there's going to be this particular toy is not in limited quantities, that it's going to be around for a while, that I don't absolutely need it, but I might like it, I'll wait. Sometimes stores will have 10% off, 25% off. They'll have special coupons, so I'll wait. If I can, I will wait, because I know inevitably many toys will go on sale, especially around the winter holiday season. There's really no other time of year that you could expect a specific toy to go on sale, or necessarily to go on clearance. Now, I will tell you that in relation to Star Wars toys, a lot of them are going on clearance. Unfortunately, I don't live anywhere near the stores that have Star Wars toys on clearance that I want. Like, I would totally buy something for $10, but I wouldn't spend $30 on it. It's not that I don't want the toy or the product in general. It's just that I'm thinking, well, how much is it worth to me? How much am I going to get out of it? Right? Do I think this is going to, make an amazing, be an amazing part of my collection, or is it just something, oh, that'd be nice to have? So you kind of have to decide for yourself what that threshold is. But if you can wait. Unless you believe that it's a hot thing to have, and a lot of people are looking for it, and if you know a lot of people are looking for it, grab it, because the chances of it being difficult to find are very high if other people are looking for it and they can't find it. Wait until the toys go on clearance. Sometimes I will pass things up initially, and then when I see them in a clearance bin, I'll snag them. I'm like, oh yeah, it's on clearance? Sure, why not? I just saved half off, or whatever it happens to be. I watch Twitter feeds all the time and see, hey, guess what? This thing is 80% off right now. I'm like, dude, mine. Easy, shoe in, I'm in. So second way you can save money on toys, and this is something that I've mentioned for technology and other product lines in general. And as I answer this particular part, I'm going to go ahead and press play on the patron list. These are some of the people who are tuned in live for this broadcast. The second way is to start reviewing things. So people ask, well, how do you get stuff to review? Well, you just start reviewing things. So, like, for example, these are Jack's Pacific toys, and I purchased all of them. I bought all of them. Jack, although I will tell you that the Jack's Pacific PR person reached out to me, said that they were going to send some, and they never did. They lied to me. So I'm going to call them on it. They said, oh, sure, we'll send you them. That's great, because I would love to talk about them. I would love to tell people about them, and then they never sent one. So you can't always count on getting review stuff. You can't. Sometimes it all depends on the people that you're communicating with, and whether or not they have inventory to send out, or whether or not they're looking for reviews in the medium that you choose to share. Some PR companies or agencies or brands, look for podcasters, others look for YouTube channels, others look for blogs or bloggers, and then others look for social or Instagram. It's the reason why I'm an omni-publisher. I've just put it out there. If I get something, I talk about it everywhere. So that is probably a bad example of how you could get a toy for free. But a good example about how you might be able to get a toy for free is you just get on somebody's radar. So Hasbro for a while had a Choose Light Side or Choose Dark Side series when they were working through a PR agency. And I connected with them, and then they started sending me boxes. So I just connected with them. I said, hey, I exist. Hey, if you send something, I'd be happy to do a review on it because I would love to get the stuff anyway. So that's how I got a lot of the stuff that I did end up getting for free. I had to do work for it. How many reviews did I have to do in paying for those products before I was able to get free stuff? A lot. And that does not always guarantee that just because you do a review on something means that a company is going to want to send you product. There's a mismatch there. What I'm saying is that if you buy things and you do a review or you talk about the products in general, which I generally do, there's a greater chance of you being involved in a future campaign where they do have physical product to send out, which isn't as simple as you would think. They're not like sitting on top of mountains and mountains and mountains of product. But if they do have a spare product to send out and they do have that earmarked, then you certainly want to be on their radar. But you got to start now. You got to do a lot of work to get stuff for free. I know everyone thinks, oh, it's free, therefore it's worth nothing. No, it's absolutely worth a lot, especially to companies who are looking for the attention. Number 3. You buy used. So this is something that I appreciate when I look for, if I'm looking for an action figure that I might have missed the first time around and I'm planning on opening it anyway, I'll do a price discrepancy. So for example, I went online last night because I was looking for a Nyam figure, specifically the vintage collection. I wish I would have been, as much of a hardcore collector when that series was released because they're really high quality figures. So I went looking online, and a new one would cost, potentially off the shelf, would cost $25. Actually, no, I'm sorry. It wasn't the vintage collection. It was the legacy. It was the legacy collection, I think. The one where he's a B-wing pilot and you can remove the hat or the helmet. It was $25, brand new, and free shipping, versus one that was used at $18. And I thought, well, it's not that much of a difference. I'll just get the new one, right? Even though the used one says, oh, it's in great condition. Now, if it was a wild discrepancy, like a used one is like $5 versus a new one at $50, I'd get the used one and be happy, right? If I wasn't, wanting to keep the figure specifically in the case or in the box, or if I'm not looking to collect it in that capacity. Like a lot of the figures that I get eventually may find their way outside of the their boxes. For example, like this Moman Adan. This is going to be a part of today's Pirillo picks, which I'm recording separately from the stream. But I'm likely going to be removing him from the box, if only because eventually I want to have like a little Moman Adan action figure set collection thing. I think it's kind of neat to group the figures together outside the box, which of course may diminish value. But for me, as a horrible collector, sometimes I really want to remove things from the boxes, if only to feel them, the visceral reaction I get. But I would have been inclined to buy one of these used, but the used prices or outside the boxes, this particular Moman Adan, this hammerhead, which I believe is actually a slur when you're talking to Ithorians, not that you would talk to Ithorians. But the used price wasn't that much different. So I'm like, well, I'll just get it new because I might as well get it new and maybe spend a couple more dollars, but it wasn't that big of a discrepancy. If like a used one in good condition was $1 versus a new one at $5, or at $10, I'd probably get the used one at $1 if I planned on opening it. I'm going to give you a bonus. Another way that I save money on toys, and this is something that I did this morning, as a matter of fact. I get either PayPal or gift cards when I'm getting things online. I use two services: go.tagjag.com/free apps and go.tagjag.com/free points. So I earn gift cards by downloading sponsored apps, sharing links, etc. So I've always talked about these services, and they're absolutely legit. Use them just about every single day, but that's how I'm able to get this toy. That is how we're able to get diapers for Jedi. That is how we get a lot of the things that we get, that complement the geek lifestyle for us. So I use those two services. They're linked in the video description, always are. In fact, in pretty much every one of the video descriptions that we put out there, you can see the go.tagjag.com/free apps and go.tagjag.com/free points. I am going to move on to answering questions now and talking about today's news with the patrons. As I mentioned, the Pirillo picks, I'm probably going to do like maybe about 5 of them back to back in a non-live capacity. I'm going to do my best to do that, because sometimes when I do it live, it's easier and it's done. And when I know I'm not shooting something live, I tend to think differently. So I just have to put myself in the mindset where I'm shooting it live. Like now, I'm shooting it live. We're doing it live. We're doing it live. Okay. I'm going to now move on for my patrons. You can become a patron if you want and get access to the Q&A, the AMA every day, Geek Talk, Tech Talk, Toy Talk. Head over to Star Wars Talk. Head over to ChrisPirillo.com. Today's free podcast highlight was brought to you by all of my active patrons from ChrisPirillo.com. If you want access to the full TLDR episodes, both audio, video, past, present, and future, which can be up to an hour long or longer, with even more tech insight from me every weekday, plus other bonus content without ads, and supporting me at the same time, you can sign up to become one of my supernomies too. This is just a brief taste of what I'm producing for you daily. Again, get more through ChrisPirillo.com.